is going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of The Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. Here she is. She's got the sniffles. She's about to sneeze. Legislative Director Amber Marr. With her, as always, not the Legislative Director, Jason Thompson. Amber, if you got to sneeze, you got to sneeze. Look, my eyeball has fallen out on this show. Your mic hasn't been on. Things happen.
Yeah, I'm really trying to hold it in.
It's okay.
Okay.
Well, let's just...
I'm a very loud sneezer.
I hope we get that on camera.
I'm hoping we don't.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. We will battle through the sniffles and the sneezes.
Yes.
We had a big week last week.
Yes.
With the coffee cart and the legislative team and our live episode. Go back and watch that. Good stuff. Actually, no. Great stuff. It's great stuff.
Oh, no.
Here he comes with all of his greats again.
I think we're going to try to use any other word but great this time.
It's fantastic. Okay. It's a fantastic episode. I encourage you to watch it.
You don't get to pick a new word and use it over and over, though.
I don't see why I can't.
The point is to, switch up your terms. Okay.
Sure. I think that's a swell idea.
Okay. Swell. That was a good one.
I thought so too.
Okay.
What is also a fine idea
is
talking about everything that we had going on this week. This is going to be another jam-packed episode. Session is rolling along. We are approaching in a couple weeks some deadlines with regards to committees. I don't know. You don't need to look it up. It's coming.
I wasn't prepared
don't worry
for
about
that.
it.
But
it's happening. It's going to be here before you know.
They're around the corner.
So let's talk about the state of play, if you will, for a lot of the bills that we're following. Where are they? Moving, not moving, all that good stuff. Let's get into it.
Okay. So House Bill 1005, which is the housing bill, that is creating new financing tools for communities to build out the infrastructure for affordable housing. That is awaiting a committee hearing in appropriations right now. So it has, after the switch happened, we talked about how all the Senate bills went to the House and all the House bills went to the Senate. House Bill 1005 has actually not been heard in the Senate yet.
Okay, they're just taking their time.
Just
really want to make sure they
yeah.
cross all those T's and dot those lowercase J's.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
That's the point. All right. Wait, so besides that housing bill, what else do we got going on?
House Bill 1155. Also, I noticed I say okay a lot, so I'm going to work on that.
We're breaking down game film while we're recording. I love it.
House Bill 1155 is the unlicensed real estate solicitor bill that we heard a lot about on our last episode because Representative Clear did our live recording with me. And that bill is still also awaiting a hearing in Senate Appropriations.
So Senate Appropriations is a bit of a holdup right now.
I think also they have a lot on their plate.
I think so as well.
So they're really trying to get through the bills, but I think that we just haven't gotten to these.
Yeah, I think with regards to 1155, not to plug the previous show, but I'm going to go back and watch it or listen to it, whatever you want to do. Representative Clear was on, really went in depth with this with you live at the State House. So please check that out. You'll get all the details about it. And that's really there's no better way to hear about what the legislation does than from the guy who wrote it. So let's, go back and watch it. But we're waiting to see what happens next.
Just overall, it's a really good episode.
It's a ginormous episode.
It's a very long one, but I feel there's just a lot that you get to see that you don't normally get to see. Our volunteers and us at the State House. And I don't know. I just feel like it was a really good one.
It's a feel-good episode.
Yeah, it is.
It's a feel-great episode.
Yeah. Why?
Wait,
why? Why? Okay.
Because
I can't even read my own notes because I tried to put these in order and then I had to write. Okay. House Bill 1422, the dementia care bill.
Yes.
I think we mentioned this in the past. We did testify. It had a hearing this week. Thank you to
Me. Thank me.
you because I was there to testify, but I got pulled away to do a presentation, and Jason had to pitch it, if you
Yep,
will.
I pinch it
Yeah.
and didn't make a mess of it.
No, you did
And
great.
that was good.
You did great.
Thank you. Thank you for saying I did a okay job.
It was a very successful testimony that you spoke on, gave,
Yes.
whatever. Sorry, I was gonna.
It's a committee that I have not spoken in
Oh
front of
yeah,
before. It was a little bit of a get to know you.
it was in Health
deal.
and Provider Services in the Senate,
Yep.
and you had not been in front of them
I've
before.
seen that committee many a times, just never spoken to them.
Right. Really fast, I just wanted to give a quick update as to. Oh, this is not the one that I was going to try to tell you about. So, House Bill 1422 it requires the area agencies on aging to establish a dementia care specialist program. And there will be someone in the Division of Aging that they will hire that will be the dementia coordinator over all of those dementia care specialists. So I think the reason why this is important is it brings, as I said in my testimony, well, I didn't say.
The testimony that I relayed to the committee.
Yeah. It encompasses education and outreach, training, public awareness, caregiver supports, and relationship building with healthcare providers and community-based organizations to facilitate, I can't even talk today, to facilitate increased contact and promote care coordination and dementia-friendly activities. We do not focus on dementia a lot in this state. And I think with our dementia state plan that we have been working on, it's really important that someone not only within the Division of Aging, but also throughout the AAAs is helping to implement that state plan and along with all of these other things.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's going to become more and more of people's lives, this disease and Alzheimer's and dementia, and so it's important that the state, take action or do something to make it a little bit easier for people to stay in their homes and communities for as long as possible.
And not only individuals that are learning how to live with dementia, but also their loved ones and their caregivers.
Yep.
I think this stat that you said from our testimony, currently more than 5 million people in the United States have Alzheimer's disease, which is the most common type of dementia. Under the current trajectory, more than 13.8 million additional baby boomers are expected to develop dementia by 2050.
It's a huge number, and it's a huge problem that we need to address.
And out of those statistics, 11.2 million Americans serve as unpaid caregivers for individuals with Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia, and 57% of those individuals have been doing it for more than 4 years.
Yeah.
So I know that was a lot, but we haven't spent a lot of time talking about this.
But we'll see what it passed out of committee, but it's on its way to appropriations.
And we just wanted to give a shout out to David Sklar with the Alzheimer's Association. We have been working very closely with him while we have not had an opportunity to engage heavily. Just due to capacity, we have really been trying to support him along the way and talking about this when we can.
Yeah, friend of the show, did a great job
Yes.
in committee.
He will be on at some point. We hope to bring him on, talk about what he does in the Alzheimer's Association.
Bring all of our friends on.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do if you got a show.
But he will be on.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes.
Something in the interim when things slow down, quote unquote.
Does that happen?
No.
Okay.
We'll pretend like it does, though. What's next?
All right. Senate Bill 114, you're up.
114?
Oh, I guess I can help you there.
No, I know what 114, as we've spoken to several times, is the receivership with regards to utilities. So if an apartment complex where a tenant was paying their utility bill directly to their landlord, and then the landlord then didn't pay the utility company, and the utility company needed to shut off those services, this was a way for the utility to recoup expenses through receivership. It passed, unanimously out of the Senate. It passed unanimously out of House committee, and it passed
unanimously out
out
of
of
the
the
House.
House,
It was
and it's
91 to 0.
and I don't even, the governor
So,
may have signed it for all I know.
well, I know.
It did. It did.
It was returned to the Senate without amendments.
Okay.
It's been signed by the pro tem and by the speaker, so it is on its way to the governor's desk.
There. To the governor signing stuff.
Excuse me. So it is, yes.
It is.
We will soon be able to say that,
if you will. Awesome.
Can I go back to something really
Yes,
quickly?
you can.
House Bill 1422 about the dementia care.
Yeah.
We forgot one point about it. It currently does not have any appropriation for the creation of this unit of the dementia coordinator and all of the dementia
Yes.
specialists throughout the area agency on aging, which also I did not say. I said the AAAs. I just wanted to say that while the bill does not have any appropriation to it, we are still trying to get that money in the budget.
You're going to work hard.
And if that money does not get appropriated, we cannot continue to move the bill forward because the area agencies on aging and the division of aging cannot hire these individuals.
Need the money.
Yeah, with no money attached. So I apologize. I just needed to back up.
That's
we are
fine.
still fighting for those funds. We have a couple of weeks to still try to get that. I just wanted to say that is one hurdle that we're trying to
overcome.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Next.
What is next? We talked about 114.
Yes.
It's on its way to the governor for his signature. That's good news.
It is good news.
He'll hopefully sign it, and that'll be cool.
Are we really messing up producer Dan on all of these bills?
Oh, the back and forth on the numbers? He seems to be doing fine. Okay. He's keeping up.
I'm sorry,
Dan's
Dan.
a professional.
I'm sorry, Dan.
He's a professional.
Senate Bill 180 is next.
180 is another utility-related bill.
Mm-hmm.
This has to do with wastewater utilities, specifically distressed ones. The idea behind this bill is to give another tool to a water utility that has also wastewater and water customers. Obviously, they're two different things. Is that as these companies acquire distressed wastewater utilities, the problems with wastewater in Indiana and that infrastructure is pretty well documented. But what this will do is if the company comes in there, takes over this distressed wastewater utility, they want to improve it, replace it with that infrastructure that costs a lot of money. And in order to not jack up huge spikes in rates for those wastewater customers, this tool allows them to spread that cost out to their water customers, which is a larger base, to help defray that cost for the wastewater customers. So there may under this bill, what you could see is a wastewater and water utility that has both customers make improvements to a wastewater system, but charge water customers that are not actually a part of that wastewater system, if that makes sense. So the idea is just to help defray those costs, make that infrastructure improvement without huge spikes in rates, and kind of spread that cost over a larger customer base. And it's also
because if
not
the infrastructure fails.
Yeah, that becomes a huge problem.
It can affect a lot of people, even those individuals that
are not part of that wastewater system. So you're talking about environmental problems, getting into drinking. It becomes a literal mess. So it's a problem that we need to address, and this is just one of those tools. It's got some safeguards in place with regards to before they can actually do that. They have to show that they've tried these other financing mechanisms before they can do that. So there are some safeguards there in place to make sure that this isn't just the thing that they go to right away. But it will hopefully just be a tool that they could use to ensure that there are wastewater infrastructure improvements. Passed out of committee.
8-1.
8-1 on the House side. And so now it is on its way to the full House for second and third reading, and then we'll see what happens.
Excellent.
Look at that. There you go. Wastewater.
Good job.
Thank you.
Senate Bill 202, which is the Housing Study Committee.
Yes.
What happened, just as a reminder, it turned into a study committee in the Senate. It was originally a much bigger bill, had some teeth to
Yep.
it. They were not going to be able to hear it in committee unless it changed to a study. So it passed out as a study committee. It moved to the House. It was assigned to rules. But one of the things that I do want to explain is rules, while it is a place where bills
Generally.
go to die,
Generally.
because Senate Bill 202 has study committee language in it, it doesn't necessarily have to be heard or go through the process to be put on that study committee list.
Yes.
So we can still keep talking about it. We are still going to keep talking about it, but it has been, because it is written, that topic will get assigned to a list, and then all 4 leaders have to vote on the topics of that list. And the only way that a topic actually gets chosen for a study committee is if it gets 3 out of 4 votes from the leaders. And that won't happen. We won't know all of that until after session.
In the late summer, early fall.
So just know Senate Bill 202 still is in rules. It probably won't get out of rules because the House does not hear study committee bills, but that doesn't mean
it still can't get studied.
Yes, it still gets on the list. Okay.
Well,
Senate Bill. Oh, did you have something else about?
No, I was going to say Senate Bill
233.
233. We have some good news.
Yeah.
On this.
I mean,
it's maybe not good. It's just news.
It's positive.
Okay.
I just, we're doing a little bait and switch here.
Okay. What's going on?
Okay. Senate Bill 233, which was our Vision Zero. Sorry, Senator Hunley.
We're just taking
I'm taking your bill.
Yeah.
Senate Bill 233, which was the Vision Zero task force bill that we supported alongside, because Senator Hunley is the author of that bill. It was making sure that we can study ways that our entire state can use infrastructure to make sure that we essentially get to 0 fatalities. But it looks at everything. So it's not just vehicles, it's not just biking, it's not just walking, it's not,
the whole
transit.
Picture.
It's everything. And make recommendations on how to eliminate or minimize traffic fatalities and serious injuries for all road users. We worked this during our legislative day. We talked to Representative Pressel. Senator Hunley has talked to Representative Pressel. Well, Senate Bill 233, while it is still sort of sitting waiting for a committee hearing, in the Senate, House Bill 1049, which is an NDOT bill, it was amended to include the following language: how to reduce or prevent fatalities on Indiana roads and highways, including in high-risk corridors and areas. So basically what I'm trying to say is the Vision Zero idea got placed into House Bill 1049, and it will be studied during the study committee over the summer.
And we just talked about study committees and how you had to get like 3 out of 4.
You do.
What we feel confident that this study committee that this got put into is going to make it.
Well, we hope it will. We're going to do a lot of effort to make sure that it does. I think this is a topic, it was put into a bill where I think this topic really will get a hearing.
Okay.
But
you never know.
We cannot make any promises.
Correct.
But I can say that this language, while 233 may not get a hearing in the House, we do have language in a House bill, and this particular bill, House Bill 1049, passed the Senate 42-1 and is already on its way back to the House.
Okay.
So if the author
concurs,
which I believe is Representative Pressel, and
he's the sponsor, or no, he's the author.
Because it's a House bill. But my apologies, since I wasn't following 1049 because it really didn't have a lot of anything to do with us necessarily. Previously, yes, he is the author. My apologies, Representative Pressel, but he is the author of House Bill 1049. Okay. So because there was an amendment, and it goes back to the Chamber of Origin, Representative Pressel can concur with the changes, and then we can move it right along.
Let's hope he concurs.
Me too.
What's next?
Senate Bill 334. Simplified application for SNAP benefits.
Got it.
Yes.
Took a second. Good old 334.
334.
334.
Shout out to Emily Weichert Bryant from Feeding Indiana's Hungry.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. For some odd reason, I questioned that. We could not attend the committee hearing when it was heard last week. And she so wonderfully said our name because we had testified in the Senate and gave our support. She gave our support for us in the House. It passed out of committee and it was heard this week on the full House floor, 89-5. And it's going back to the Senate without amendments. So my guess is that we will be well on our way with that one as well.
Good bill did pass.
Correct.
Nice. Good work,
What else?
Emily and other team folks that worked on this. What else do we have?
Oh,
Is that our list of bills to go through?
well, I mean, we have a lot more, but those were ones that we were
Wanted to
really
highlight.
wanting to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a lot more to discuss again next week.
There's always a lot to discuss.
I know, but I forgot something. When I said that you had to pitch hit for House Bill 1422,
Yes.
and where did I have to go? I wanted to give a quick
Yes.
update.
Where were you?
Yeah. Thanks for asking. You're a little late. House Bill 1422. The reason why I could not testify is because Addison, who you have seen on our show,
Friend of the show.
yes,
Been on the show. Has his own show. This is in. Like, subscribe.
he did a presentation with me at the League of Women Voters Legislative Roundtable around housing.
Okay.
And Emily, our
Also
other
on the
colleague,
show. Also part of her own show. This is in. Like, subscribe, tell your friends.
she would have joined us, but she was in Gary at another event.
Yes, at another event that also Dan was a part of. Producer Dan was at that event up in Gary as well.
Yes.
Lots happening.
So what we are trying to show at this housing presentation is our work and our involvement, both local and state, and how we do that
Synergy.
together.
That synergy there.
I don't know why I did this.
Synergy.
Anyway, I just wanted to say we had a really great conversation. Unfortunately, we do not have a picture for you to show about us being there, except for while we were at the Indiana State Library, we got to meet Garfield.
Yes, you did.
So
you did. We'll try to
excited.
put this up on the screen. I did not have it preloaded.
Well, no, there's other pictures you have to put in here anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Well, because you're testifying, we got to put pictures. There's all kinds of stuff.
There's all stuff that I need to put.
What are you going to do right now?
I was going to try to upload it right here. And
No.
show folks,
No. We've got other things we've got to put in there.
Yeah, we'll show it. But it's a good photo. You guys had a good time.
It was so great, and we do have to. Stop. You really have to stop saying great because now I say it all the time.
He is Grant County's most famous feline. As Addison put in a tweet. Check it out on our Twitter feed.
So we do need to give a shout out to Kate, though, because without Kate, our legislative fellow,
yes,
we would not have done this photo shoot. She was like, "Oh my gosh, wait, you have to go and get this photo shoot." So maybe we can also show Kate and me.
Yeah, we'll put it. So Kate's good people, as you know, everybody who's interacting with us is good people.
I don't think Kate has been on here.
I don't think she's been on the show. I don't think we've had a chance to even mention her yet. Maybe we have.
No,
I don't know.
That's so wrong.
Well, we're fixing it now. So
we'll have to have her on before session's over.
We'll have her on before she her fellowship ends and all that fun stuff. But you're probably as I'm talking about this, you're probably seeing these photos pop up on the screen.
But she really helped us enjoy ourselves a little bit. That took a little break from walking right straight back to the next thing that we had, and we had a great time.
Need to bring some joy into your life.
I'm serious.
What?
Great. I'm buzzing myself
because you said that.
Great.
You said great.
Yep. See, we don't even know.
For those of you that are watching at home and keeping a score, I have no idea what the count is, but somebody probably is doing that.
It's not great.
It's okay.
Okay. I think people are
tuned out. For those of you that are still listening or watching, we appreciate you. Anything else you want to
add? No, just a huge thank you to the League of Women Voters for asking us to join them and talk about housing, not only from a coalition standpoint, because we are involved in the Hoosier Housing Needs Coalition, but also from an AARP perspective and how we look at that. So
lots of things happening.
Thanks, Paulette. Paulette's the one that invited us.
Oh, okay. I had no clue who Paulette was. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, yes.
I like her.
She's also my colleague on the Indiana Coalition for Human Services. So services.
At some point in
I know.
time, we will have to run down all these coalitions and organizations that you're a part of.
No one wants to hear
That's
that.
its own show.
Because I was also at the Medicaid All Hands or All Hands Medicaid Coalition meeting today that we can talk about at another time.
I think we should.
I know there's a lot of information about that.
Yeah,
we can do a whole episode on it.
I agree.
Okay.
There's a lot that we could look. We're gonna have these coalitions, these partners are all gonna be rolling through here in the interim. I think because
I would love that.
there's a lot of good people doing good work. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say the upgrade to the word good,
Oh.
but I won't. And we'll want to bring them in here to talk about it.
I agree.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's the wrap-up sign. She's done. I'm done. Dan's really
Dan's
done.
really done.
And then all of you, thanks for sticking with us.
We've kept Dan really late.
We've kept you all too long, probably.
Yeah.
So remember that.
But thanks for listening or
Thank
watching.
you for listening. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Look at the previous episode. Look at this episode. It's fantastic. So until next time on the Legislative Director talking about legislative things, we will see you then.